6070. To enhance a learner's acceptance of further instruction, the instructor should A. Keep the learner informed of the progress made. B. Continually prod the learner to maintain motivational levels. C. Establish performance standards a little above the learner's actual ability. The correct answer is A. Effective instruction involves creating an environment where learners feel engaged, motivated, and supported in their learning journey. The answer highlights the importance of keeping learners informed of their progress as a means to enhance their acceptance of further instruction. When learners are kept informed of their progress, they gain a sense of accomplishment and recognition for their efforts. It provides them with feedback on how they are performing and helps them gauge their own development. By knowing their progress, learners can see the tangible results of their learning efforts, which can boost their confidence and motivation. Additionally, informing learners of their progress allows them to track their learning trajectory and understand their strengths and areas for improvement. This information empowers them to make informed decisions about their learning strategies and set realistic goals for their ongoing development. Furthermore, keeping learners informed of their progress fosters a sense of transparency and trust between the instructor and the learner. It demonstrates the instructor's commitment to their growth and provides a basis for constructive feedback and guidance. 6065. When teaching new material, the teaching process can be divided into which steps? A. Preparation, presentation, application, and review and evaluation. B. Preparation, demonstration, practice, and review. C. Explanation, demonstration, practice, and evaluation. The correct answer is A. When teaching new material, the teaching process typically involves several key steps. The answer highlights a commonly used framework for organizing these steps: preparation, presentation, application, and review and evaluation. 1. Preparation. This step involves the instructor preparing for the lesson or session. It includes activities such as gathering necessary materials, reviewing the content, planning instructional strategies, and considering the learner's needs and backgrounds. The preparation phase sets the foundation for effective teaching. 2. Presentation. In this step, the instructor delivers the content to the learners. It involves explaining and demonstrating the key concepts, providing examples, and using instructional methods and techniques to engage the learners. The presentation phase aims to facilitate understanding and knowledge acquisition. 3. Application. After the presentation of the material, the application step focuses on providing opportunities for learners to apply what they have learned. This step typically involves practical exercises, problem-solving activities, discussions, or simulations that allow learners to practice and reinforce their understanding of the concepts. The application phase promotes active learning and helps learners transfer knowledge into practical skills. 4. Review and evaluation. The final step in the teaching process is reviewing and evaluating the learner's performance and the effectiveness of the instruction. This step involves reviewing the key points, summarizing the main ideas, and assessing the learner's comprehension and mastery of the material. The review and evaluation phase allows the instructor to gauge the learner's progress, provide feedback, and make any necessary adjustments to improve future instruction. 6069. Evaluation of learner performance and punishment during a lesson should be based on A. Objectives and goals established in the lesson plan. B. Performance of each learner compared to an objective standard. C. Each learner's ability to make an objective evaluation of their own progress. The correct answer is A. When evaluating learner performance and considering the use of punishment during a lesson, it is essential to base these decisions on the objectives and goals established in the lesson plan. 1. Objectives and goals. The objectives and goals outlined in the lesson plan serve as a guide for the instructor's teaching and assessment strategies. They define what the learners are expected to achieve by the end of the lesson or session. Evaluation of learner performance should align with these predetermined objectives and goals to ensure fairness and consistency in the assessment process. 2. Alignment with lesson plan. By basing evaluation and punishment decisions on the established objectives and goals, the instructor ensures that the assessment is directly related to the intended learning outcomes. This approach helps maintain the instructional focus and relevance, ensuring that the evaluation is meaningful and accurately reflects the learner's progress. 3. Fairness and consistency. Using the objectives and goals as a basis for evaluation promotes fairness and consistency among learners. It ensures that all learners are assessed against the same criteria and standards, allowing for a more equitable assessment process. Additionally, basing punishment decisions on the lesson plan helps avoid arbitrary or subjective measures and reinforces the idea that discipline is tied to specific learning goals. It is important to note that punishment should be used judiciously and with the intention of corrective action, focusing on reinforcing positive behavior and promoting a conducive learning environment. The primary purpose of evaluation and punishment should be to support the learner's progress and facilitate their achievement of the desired learning outcomes outlined in the lesson plan. 6067. Which statement is true regarding learner evaluation? A. The own evaluations can only be objective. B. Evaluation of the learners should be an integral part of each lesson. C. If deficiencies or faults not associated with the present lesson are revealed, they should be corrected immediately. The correct answer is B. Evaluation of learners should be an integral part of each lesson to assess their progress, understanding, and performance. By incorporating evaluation methods, instructors can gauge the effectiveness of their instruction and provide feedback to learners. Regular evaluation helps ensure that the learning objectives are being met and provides an opportunity for learners to demonstrate their understanding and skills. Including evaluation as an integral part of each lesson has several benefits. 1. Assessing learner progress. Evaluation allows instructors to measure how well learners are grasping the material and making progress towards the learning objectives. It helps identify areas where learners may be struggling or need additional support. 2. Feedback for improvement. Evaluation provides feedback to both the instructor and the learners. It helps instructors assess the effectiveness of their teaching methods and make adjustments as needed. For learners, evaluation offers insights into their strengths and weaknesses, helping them identify areas for improvement and guiding their further learning efforts. 3. Monitoring achievement of objectives. Evaluation helps ensure that the learning objectives are being achieved. It allows instructors to track learners' performance and determine if they have successfully met the intended outcomes of the lesson. By making evaluation an integral part of each lesson, instructors can continuously assess and enhance the learning process, support learners' progress, and maintain alignment with the overall goals of the course or training program. 6068. Teaching process. Which method of presentation is suitable for presenting new material, for summarizing ideas, and for showing relationships between theory and practice? A. Lecture method. B. Integrated instruction method. C. Demonstration/performance method. The correct answer is A. The lecture method of presentation is suitable for presenting new material, summarizing ideas, and showing relationships between theory and practice. It is a common instructional method where the instructor delivers information or explanations to the learners through spoken words. The lecture method is typically used in a classroom setting and involves the instructor presenting content to the learners in a structured and organized manner. When presenting new material, the lecture method allows the instructor to introduce and explain concepts, theories, or information that learners may not be familiar with. The instructor can provide an overview, provide examples, and provide in-depth explanations to help learners grasp the new material. The lecture method is also effective for summarizing ideas by reviewing key points, highlighting important concepts, and providing a comprehensive understanding of the topic. The instructor can synthesize information, draw connections between different ideas, and reinforce key takeaways from the lesson. Furthermore, the lecture method allows the instructor to demonstrate the relationship between theory and practice. They can provide real-life examples, case studies, or applications of the theoretical concepts being discussed. This helps learners understand how the theory translates into practical applications and enhances their understanding of the subject matter. While other methods such as the integrated instruction method and demonstration/performance method may also have their merits in certain contexts, the lecture method is specifically known for its suitability in presenting new material, summarizing ideas, and illustrating the relationship between theory and practice.